The Harkishore Kejriwal collection of art at the Karnataka Chitrakala Parishad in Bangalore stands as a metaphor of a lovely garden where flowers bloom and birds chirp. In an extended area of the museum, a bouquet of fresh flowers of art were offered recently by none other than Shri Harkishore Kejriwal and his wife, Srimati Shashi Kejriwal. Avid art lovers, the Kejriwals have made an endowment of their folk and international art collection to the Parishad. Harkishore ji is still active as a young man. He spent hours on the floors of the gallery for the last 4 months to oversee the layout, the display, and the selection of the right exhibit at the right location in the museum's design. Born and brought up in Bengal, Harkishore ji was inspired to become an art lover by his father, Ram Kumar Kejriwal. He has tried all his life to uphold the cause of art appreciation. He has stood by artists and did whatever he could for the promotion of the arts and culture. Patronage to art for him is not just limited to the collector's buying and storing. It is also an act of sacrifice and commitment. From the inception of the Karnataka Chitrakala Parishad, Harkishore ji has been a member of the executive committee. In 1995, a massive collection of 150 years of Bengal art and contemporary Indian art was donated by him to the museum. This time, the declaration to dedicate the entire collection to the people of Karnataka is a reminder of his philanthropic commitment to the society. For Harkishore ji, India is one country, and the Indian people are most creatively brought together under the banner of their art and culture. On the 1st of November 2003, the museum's new wings were inaugurated by Shri S.M. Krishna, the Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, in the presence of a host of distinguished guests. Compliments were showered on the man of the day for his outstanding generosity and commitment to art.
I see one great difference in this place, that first of all the collection of folk and tribal art that is being shown upstairs is a collection of coming out of one person's vision, and therefore there is a certain unity to that collection. And also the way this institution is run, I feel very delighted that Mr. Kejriwal is associated with it, and that for a number of years he has put together a collection of this kind.
I think that if any of us can recognize, all of us can recognize the great vision of Shri Kejriwal and his extraordinary generosity in sharing this with all of us and with the people of India. I don't think he is a very modest man. He hides his light under a bushel. He has been passionate in his collections. He's been collecting for many, many, many years. But his dedication to and generosity in bringing this to the public is unparalleled in India because nobody's ever done it before. There are many industrialists, there are many people in this country who have great collections and no one ever gets to see them. All the great museums abroad are endowed by people who donate their entire collection. That is how museums develop their collections. So on behalf of all of us here, on behalf of the people of Karnataka and artists and students throughout the nation, we have to really thank this great man for his gift.
Lots of IT based professionals have started visiting such galleries, and it certainly can be a blend of both science, technology and art. I have understood the depth of his collections, the variety of his collections. When you start, it starts with international collections. You know, great artists from Brazil, great artists from England, great artists from United States, from Romania and various other countries. And it's a great exposure. And now here you find folk art, you know, from Bachar, you know. All of us were very, very impressed with whatever has been contributed to the field of art by the village of the tribals of Bachar. I think Mr. Kejriwal's contribution is unique in the true sense of that phrase, unique. I'm so grateful as president of this trust, and he being a co-trustee with us, he has enriched the value of this gallery, this complex, by adding these two galleries. They bring substance to the complex.
An additional gift to art lovers on the occasion was the release of a well-researched book titled Arts of the Earth, also funded by the H.K. Kejriwal Foundation in Bangalore. As you walk along the galleries, many subtle layers of elemental human passion is revealed for things artistic. It is like a sudden arrival at a treasure trove of tribal and folk art forms from all over India. Ornate Naga masks, flanked by Pithora paintings from Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. elongated human torsos in Bastar bronze, juxtaposed with Ganjifa playing cards from Orissa. Beautiful Katha bed covers of Bengal hung close to the Andhra leather puppet. It can become a journey of discovery through the remote human settlements of India, where art is the creation of the children of the earth, unblemished by urban interference. Harkishorji does not discount the continuous debate in the folk art domain over the divide between art and craft. But to him, categorization is of less importance than the intrinsic creative impulse. Folk art, for him, is a living, pulsating, organic experience. Expressions that are unsophisticated, soulful, and unalloyed by urban trappings make folk art invaluable examples of human creativity.
And I think also we have no moral right to keep tribal and village communities sort of isolated from the rest of the world. And since they are being influenced and their entire life is changing, then we cannot expect that their art should remain, only confined to them, and that art has also undergone a major change. A lot of production nowadays is also addressed to urban galleries and things like that, and which is a good thing, because I think there is also an aspiration among village and tribal communities to have access to urban art spaces, etc., because after all their creations have come, as I said, into the orbit of art.
Harkishorji is of the opinion that beneath its visual beauty lies the massive social context of folk art. A folk or tribal artwork assimilates the lifestyle and the aspirations of its creators. When you identify that impulse as craft, you undermine the creative strength within, says the collector. The exhibits at the gallery certainly strengthen Mr. Kejriwal's argument. combining the products of the raw earth with the urban fantasy, was not difficult for the patriarch of art. He decided to juxtapose the displays of virgin Indian folk with sophisticated Western art to consciously accentuate the eclectic appeal of visual art in general. The visionary wants to lend a new rubric to the definition of art. To Harkishore Kejriwal, art is a way of life, a record of man's awareness of the flux, the continuity, and the cycle that makes life beautiful and meaningful. The apparent cheerfulness of Indian folk art and the cerebral gesture of modern European artists exude the same aesthetic order, the harmony and the balance, the rhythm and the cadence, things that make art an integral instrument of life, are identified by many of us. How many of us can really make it known the way he has done it? In our history of art, a man of Mr. Harkishore Kejriwal's charisma is a rarity. The endowment is a fact that will be written in golden letters.